Todd, the gentleman who just asked that question has also asked another question asking if the RidgeRun SDK for HawkBoard support composite input now. So does the SDK for HawkBoard that you guys have support composite input today?
Yes, I don't know how well that is tested at this point, so I'm going to have to answer. I'm not sure.
But again, if you have questions,
yeah, there's a lot of IOs, and I'm not sure. We have. I will say we have been focusing on the output initially, so I know that's more stable, and I know we have the input working. We have a customer that we're providing that technology for. I'm not exactly sure. They weren't using a HawkBoard. They were using a different board. So I'm not exactly sure for the exact hardware chips that are used for the composite input, whether we completely configure those properly. So that's one I'll have to look into as well.
Are there any other questions? You can either type them in your chat window, or I've unmuted the bridge. Please feel free to verbally ask your questions. As people are thinking of questions, in the PowerPoint presentation we have additional links for you, direct links to hawkboard.org if you didn't already have it, how to get directly to the HawkBoard discussions. Todd had mentioned designsomething.org, which is a central landing page talking about all of the open source projects that are out there that are inclusive of Texas Instruments architecture, and then of course also a link to BeagleBoard, which is an additional open source platform out there if people weren't familiar with that particular platform. Todd, we do have another question. Question is, to what extent will examples and recipes be adapted for Ergo and or Open Embedded?
The current build instructions, if you go to gstreamer.pi.com and you follow those instructions on how to build the GStreamer DMAI plugin, those instructions are nice. In about the November time frame, you will see that we switched to Ergo-based. Ergo is based on Open Embedded. The main difference between the two is Ergo uses a code sorcery tool chain, where Open Embedded builds its own GNU tool chain. So you can almost use those interchangeably when you're talking about the GStreamer DMAI plugin. So you'll see that over time we're switching to an Open Embedded based build environment for the GStreamer plugin. Can you read the question one more time, Lori? I'm not sure if I completely answered it.
To what extent will examples and recipes be adapted for Ergo and or Open Embedded?
Okay, so the other part of this is if you go to the Show Off website on SourceForge, you will see that that is an Open Embedded based build. So if you want examples of how to build everything from an Open Embedded perspective, the Show Off website has those instructions on how to do that.
And what is that website again?
Open Embedded based.
What's that full
That
website?
That's sourceforge.org, and then search for Show Off.
Okay. I wanted to get that website out to the attendees. Are there any other questions anybody has? Please feel free to type them into your chat window, or as I said, the phone line is unmuted. You can verbalize those questions.
So I have a request from the community, real-time unit, and what uses people are putting the programmable real-time unit, what problems they're solving by using that component. In particular, I'm interested in learning about ideas of how it's either capturing data or sending data, and see if we can't set up a framework to make it easy to use the programmable real-time unit in a GStreamer pipeline. So if there's anybody out there that is playing with the programmable real-time unit and has some ideas, I'd sure love to hear them.
Are there any other questions?
If you post some challenges that you're having with the HawkBoard on designsomething.org or want to have a conversation with the community using one of their collaboration tools, I usually monitor that during the day and typically respond in the morning my time. And so that is another way that we can carry on a conversation after this Hawk Talk is over. If you want to go into more details about some aspect like how do we configure the system to capture data using the NTC composite input connector.
Well, Todd and I would like to thank everybody for attending today's session. We will have a second session later on this evening on the same topic. Todd will be presenting a second time. That course will be offered at 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Same WebEx address, same bridge number if you would like to call in a second time to listen to Todd present. Also, we will be posting an archived version of today's presentation. We're recording both sessions. We'll post the best, of course. They'll be posted on hawkboard.org. We'll be sending out an email to everyone who is registered for the courses to let you know when they'll be live. I'm hoping to get them up by tomorrow. And it'll be for today's class as well as the sessions that were offered 2 weeks ago. All the abstracts and presenters information is listed on hawkboard.org, so please feel free to peruse the courses as they were offered a couple weeks ago and check back on the website tomorrow for the archived versions of the courses. We do have one more question, Todd. Is there any plans to support OMAP 4? GStreamer?
You know, I'm not sure of that answer exactly. The part of it is the naming terminology. So we do have support for like the AM35X family of chips. At this point, I have not tried the technology out on the OMAP 4 chip myself, but I don't see a lot of barriers in doing so. So this would be one that if you're if you're a hobbyist and you have lots of time, it would be fun to see how a port to OMAP 4 goes. If you're thinking about developing a product and like what you've heard about GStreamer, we can certainly get this technology running on an OMAP 4. At this point, that effort, at least from a ridge run point of view, has not been started.
Okay, great. The question was for GStreamer on OMAP 4. I did get clarification. The question was also for Android on OMAP 4, which we do not have the resources on the phone line to answer that question. But I will try to get you an answer offline. And mail it to you privately. Are there any other questions? Well, Todd and I would like to thank you for your participation this morning. Like I said, this class will be offered a second time this evening at 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to join us again, thank you very much for attending. We appreciate your time, and we hope everybody has a great day.